What are some deposits a five-star player makes on the daily?
Man, it's their work. It's like their commitment to their body. A lot of 5 stars I've interviewed, it's 2-3 workout a day. It's eating right. I remember Keontae George was like going vegan at one point. Just to work on his body. Like, you know what I mean? Like he will go on diets to make sure that his body and his mental's right.
What deposits do you think a player makes that get overlooked that's not flashy?
Like guys that have increased their effort level. Everyone kind of looks at, well, he scored, he didn't score. Like a kid that may be known as a scorer, right? It's kind of more natural, but his effort, like maybe on the glass, on the defense end, isn't all there. But now you're seeing him like really compete on that end or compete on the glass, but he's not scoring at the volume that he used to because he's still like adjusting to. I think that gets overlooked. Yeah. Guys increasing their motor is like something people don't really talk much about.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah, it's gonna be big, right? It's like we are here to not gossip, but like really like educate the people. I feel like everybody has a story. Everybody has went through something that nobody knows about, and how they chose to suffer or sacrifice is the reason why they're succeeding in whatever lane they're in. So you kind of like ask me. Actually, it's a good way to jump into it. You asked me like, what made me want to do this?
Yeah,
I've been wanting to do this for, trying to find this tweet. And I was just telling a good friend of mine, Jay, they used to work at Duncanville.
What's the date on that? 8/20. I got something to say, but I don't work on that.
Ah, shit.
Like 2019.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
And it's crazy because like at that time, I was with Kyler. And he had went to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I'm a city boy from Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I thought Lubbock was gonna be, it was not at all. Like everything like I really identified myself with, it was like stripped away.
Oh wow.
And that's where like the partnerships really came about. The reason why I feel like Texas Tech sports are so good, because there ain't nothing there to do but win.
Right.
There ain't no like it's another big city.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of distractions. Like you going there for a reason.
Yeah.
Super resourceful university, but it was like every day, like waking up. I wasn't doing GA work, but I was in the trenches because I wanted to. I wanted to learn. I want to see how things work. And just like going through that, I was getting eviction notices.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
Phone was off. I was sneaking food out the weight room.
Oh, you go through it.
Like I was going through it, but nobody, because I knew it was going to pay off eventually.
Yeah.
I just didn't know when. And you just can't get in front of a camera and start talking. Like you have to have some kind of body of work.
Yeah, sure. For sure.
People to even want to take the conversation serious.
For sure.
So that's kind of why I started doing this.
This is dope. That's dope. That's a dope backstory. You know what I mean? Like it kind of showed the struggle you had to go through with that.
We all do.
Yeah.
But I mean, tell me about like how'd you get into evaluating?
So you know what's crazy? I was actually an AAU coach in Tyler, Texas. Mm-hmm. I was a UT Tyler. I didn't mess up my knee completely, but I just realized I'm a D3 basketball player. You know what I mean? Like I got to figure out what's next after this. So I was coaching AAU for like my brother, like not my blood brother, but my brother, Ryan Crawford. And then I came across like Future 150 wanted to hire interns for their scouting evaluation team. And Future 150 is not around anymore. Mm-hmm. And I did it. At first, I hated it. I was like, I just want to coach.
Yeah.
I thought I would never get into the evaluation space. But they paid me $300 for a weekend to evaluate. So I was like, all right. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I got to make a little bread. Like, you know what I mean? I was driving like to Dallas, wherever they're having events. And then I started to like it. And then I just kind of got to it. And then I eventually moved to Dallas. Mm-hmm. I worked for Josh Woodson, North Star Press Spotlight. And then it kind of just went from him. I got let go at the spot I was at. That was all on me. I ain't really talk too much about that. And then got lucked in with Alan Branch.
Yeah.
Then Branch just mentored me for years. Like that's like my uncle, you know what I mean? And him, Snoop Johnson, they played a big role. Big E, and then I just kind of did my own thing.
I knew we had a lot in common, man. Like I played for Snoop
Yeah,
at Kimball, played for Big E. He was the one that really turned me on to like the AAU scene. I think I got with Big E my junior year. That might have been Dallas Showtime's second year on the scene. Reebok days.
Oh, yeah, it's throwback.
Yeah, Betty
Yeah.
Forms though.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that far back.
yeah, that's a real throwback.
Who do we have? We had Rillo on that squad. I think the year before that was Mace. That was went to Texas. He always had talent, and I always saw you around. That's how I knew you was good people.
Yeah,
'Cause I know E.
yeah, he spoke highly about you as well.
Yeah,
I remember.
rest in peace to Big E. Like
Big E.
the hunger, the desire, just like his approach to winning, I feel like that still lives in me today.
Yeah,
You know, anybody that's been around him could probably say the same thing. He really spoke life into people. He was just a cool dude to be around.
yeah. Hang out with me, have like dinners, lunches though. Like he was really good. I agree with you with like that hunger to win. Like he took it personal when he lost.
Yeah.
And that's something like, you know, when he poured into kids, like he gave kids chances that others wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like if they had a little character flaws or whatever, like he took chances on guys. And even like me when I, you know, with the Taka Storm and all that, like he has had a bigger influence into like my culture and just kind of how I look at kids more than I actually realize, you know?
And I think his wins wasn't really always on the scoreboard. Like what he was able to do with inner city talent independently out the trunk, looking back was freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
If you look, well, like you have blue chips back then. Team Texas was rolling. What was another squad that was kind of like some competition in the city back then?
Back then, I think I was still kind of in Tyler, but I was watching from afar. Who was really
Dallas
good?
Mustangs was good.
Yeah,
He was getting it done.
Yeah.
He was getting it done. So man, tell me about like evaluation. Like how did you train your eye to like mark talent?
You know what? Combined with coaching and then kind of evaluating, I was looking at guys that I felt like could help me win.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing about coaching that helped me is that it helps me evaluate guys that have like winning attributes, that just the effort and motor, right? I'm looking at those things. But when I come like just from a true evaluation standpoint, look at the physical tools, like how tall they are, long arms. I'm looking at the length.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big thing. Then I'm looking at how they move. Right, like there's guys that are 6'6" or 6'7" and they kind of stiff, and there's guys that are the same size but they run like a gazelle and they can move left and right really well. So I look at the physical tools first. Then I kind of look at, okay, what's their archetype or what's their like prototype as a basketball player? So are they kind of like, are they a shooter, or are they someone that is like more of a paint toucher, or they're like an athletic freak? Like, are they someone that's really good in transition? You know, if you're big, are you more skilled big? Then I kind of look at what you are.
Okay.
But I'm looking at those physical tools, and then I'm looking at what position you are with that height.
Yeah.
And then kind of going from there, and then I look at the skill. And I think the biggest thing with me in evaluating, even after that, is making sure I get a sample size. So I'm watching more of them, right? So it's like, okay, I seen that, you know, you're looking at this guard, he's probably right-handed heavy, right? But then 6 months later, like he's going both ways. Now he's really kind of developing his shot. It's like, okay, like if he can do this, if he can improve this much from September to February, what can he look like from February to July? And then I just think it's just overall just keeping track of those guys.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. So it sounds like that's why we hear like whatever play, like they make those deposits, the right ones,
Yeah.
and they grow their game. What deposits do you think a player makes that get overlooked that's not flashy?
Effort, like guys that have increased their effort level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everyone kind of looks at, well, he scored, he didn't score. Like a kid that may be known as a scorer, right? It's kind of more natural. And then, but his effort, like maybe on the glass on the defense end, isn't all there. But now you're seeing them like really compete on that end or compete on the glass. But he's not scoring at the volume that he used to because he's still like adjusting to. I think that gets overlooked.
Yeah.
Like I think guys increasing their motor is like something people don't really talk much about.
And do you think effort, is it a skill? Is it genetic? Can it be a learned behavior?
I think it could definitely be learned. I think I think it's a mixture. It can be a mixture of all three. Like I think it just kind of for some playing hard it was never a choice because that's kind of how they were taught. That's how they were raised. I think when you're not raised like that, it is hard to make someone play hard. But I think if you want it, you can learn how to do it. I don't think you can ever. To me, I don't think someone, if it's a learned behavior, I don't think you can play just as hard as someone that it's like is basically instinctive. Like they're coming out the gate 100, 110% every time. I don't think you can play as hard as those guys, but you can play hard enough.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. When I was with Showtime, that's one thing I had to add to my game, which is just like playing that brand of basketball,
Yeah.
or CDL, like that kind of level. And a lot of that was effort. I was a pretty skilled guy,
Mhm.
15, coming out of Texas in my class. But the effort part is what really helped me create like some separation.
Yeah.
It added like a really big spark to my game. And then I got athletic
Yeah.
because I started moving with some effort. What do you think has more shelf value, athleticism or skill?
Skill. For
Definitely.
sure. For sure.
What about it?
I think skills is always going to keep you on the court, like skill and feel. You know what I mean? Even if you look at guys that play, I mean, obviously, when you look at LeBron, he's still athletic for his age, but he's not the athlete he was early on, but his skill level and his feel is just so high. So he can keep playing the game. You know what I mean? Like if LeBron had the same skill level he did at 19, now it'd be a whole different animal. So I feel like skill and feel keeps you in the game, keeps your playing career going. Athleticism is gonna go away. You know, I mean, even you look at guys that are freak athletes, and once they sustain like a major injury or something like that, and their skill levels not now they kind of have to transform their game. We've seen guys like Blake Griffin who had to kind of transform his game, and you know D Rose after the ACL tear, like how it was a struggle. He was still good, but like
It was his superpower.
yeah, and that can get taken away. I think the skill and feel is going to always be there. Maybe your reaction speed, your athleticism go away. You get to a point where you can't play at that level, but it's going to keep you in the game longer.
Speaking of that, like how does a player earn a star? Like, what goes into that? Because you already talked about the body of work,
Yeah,
and you say you get a sample size. Like I'm piecing it together.
yeah,
What goes into star power?
man, that is a great question. What goes into star power? I mean, it kind of goes back to just like the physical tools, right? And then looking at like guys that are, you know, if you're big and you're like 7 foot and you run like a gazelle and you can move left to right and you can fit and you got good hands, you're probably going to be a 4 or 5 star kid. Now, how you develop over time is up to you. Guards are like, I mean, guys just that are dynamic. You mean like dynamic just guys that can self-create and play make for others. Like I just think to get a star is basically like your skill and your size. I mean, that's gonna be the two things. But then it's just, performance.
Yeah.
It's productivity. When you're younger, productivity doesn't mean as much. Potential is gonna probably outweigh production because you can kind of do things like when you're a freshman or sophomore, like it's more about, okay, we see the flashes of it. Okay, we know you can do this. So at some point you'll be able to do this consistently. So that's why we're going to rank you high.
Yeah.
Right. When you get to like junior, senior year, your potential can keep you at a certain range. But if you're not being productive, you're going to start dropping. You know what I mean? So it's like early on, being productive, like having loud performances. You know, we talk about Big E. Like Big E knew when to let guys hoop in those stages.
Pull up.
He knew it. Like he's like, oh, win or lose, I'm gonna make sure this guy rock. Like because with evaluators, a lot of it, when the race, it's recency bias. I mean, not saying they don't watch film, but like they're gonna go by what they last seen you. So they see you in that stage and you put up 40, like that's their lasting impression. So it's gonna do you some good. So you gotta perform at the right time.
Timing do matter. So what about the kids that are, well, you just said like performing at the right time, but what about the kids that score in high volumes now that aren't ranked as high as a kid that's not scoring at a high volume, but the flashes in metrics and like checking all the boxes, like how does that happen?
I think those guys, they just got to keep putting in work.
Yeah.
They just got to like, you kind of have an uphill battle in reality because those guys like, sorry, you may be like 6'2".
I think you got a water over there too.
Oh, great.
Got me Converse.
So like, you may have a guard that in those occasions may be slightly undersized, right? Or undersized, and it's a guy that has the prototypical size and length, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you just got to keep performing.
Yeah.
Just keep performing, keep being efficient. If you're someone that scored high volumes and you still kind of feel like you're overlooked, then I think kind of get into the playmaking. You know what I mean? Like kind of show more diversity in your game. Like, yeah, you can still be a scorer, but show that you can actually make people around you better. You can raise the floor of your team. I just think you've got to keep working. And then when that moment comes, because those guys, Condon, you know, they're not going to get a lot of chances.
Nah.
You gotta kill when that time comes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be loud.
Yeah. Speaking of like loud, what's been like the loudest and most impressive performance you've seen this year in high school basketball so far?
J.J. Crawford at Paul East.
Yeah.
He had like 30 freshmen. Like they're playing, I think Bishop McNamara. Tyron had 38 and 15. Like Tyron Stowe's going to do his thing. But JJ had like 30 points and made like, it felt like every time he shot it was going in. He made all the, like damn near all the right plays. It was just super efficient. He wasn't a ball stopper. You know how you like get annoyed, but
great flow. Like
he played within the flow. Like he had the easiest 30 I've ever seen. Like from a freshman at that level on that stage, I thought that was the most impressive performance that I've seen against a high level comp. As a freshman, you're playing with the number one player in the country. So, you know, he's going to take, but like.
You don't take the backseat at all. Like you join the party.
Right. No, he had like 8 points in the overtime. They won the game. He had 30. He was calm. He was a good ball mover. He played within the flow of the team. I mean, that was the most impressive game.
Man, speaking of like NBA Suns, my thought just from observing has been this. I think sons of NBA swingmen have better careers than NBA superstar sons.
I agree.
Why?
I think I agree for the most part because I feel like even though that they had the resources, there's still like a level. It's weird. I'm not saying like NBA superstar son doesn't have the hunger, but it just seems like they're just a little bit more hungrier. Like you know, because maybe that dad, he had a good NBA career, but he felt like, you know, there's maybe a few things that along the way that didn't allow him to be an all-star. There's some things that he didn't do that, you know, he's going to teach his son to do so he can elevate his game and kind of reach his ceiling even further, be better than him. I think like NBA superstar sons, not saying that they don't work out, it just, I mean, we have guys like Hakeem Olajuwon's son's like a top 60 player in the country. You know, Bronny James, he had a good high school career. I know that was, you know, people have their questions about him, but like I thought he was a good high school player.
He really was.
He was a good high school player, but I just feel like the mothers, like they're just a little bit hungry. I don't know what it is, but they're just a tap it.
They're taking over is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like the league, the draft, like high school, like you start looking around, it's like all the NBA swingmen dads like huddle up that we didn't know about.
Yeah.
Started like training their kids together like the right way. They're doing like whatever they're doing, like they're doing great.
Yeah.
I feel like.
It's like they're teaching them the things that they had to learn later in their career.
Yes.
And they're teaching them when they're middle school, high school, even younger than that. So they're already a step ahead.
And it don't feel like, from just like things I see online, it doesn't seem like they're like in a rush for their kids to be that star. And it just makes me wonder, like, if I played a professional career at a super high level and I made millions of dollars and I have a son that fits all the boxes, he's long, he's crafty, X, Y, and Z, and I'm not in a rush. Why are people today who never been in the league in a rush for their kids to be this or to be that? And we preach development and the process, but ain't nobody really trusting it like they think they are.
Those are just buzzwords. Those are buzzwords at this point. I think people see the money. They see the money at the top. They see the NIL. They hear numbers. I think it's a lot of the blind leading the blind, to be honest with you. And then so the guys that are telling the truth is kind of like they're when you saying something opposite of what they see on socials or what they're hearing from other people that have no knowledge of this space. They think, okay, you're just being a hater or something, you know what I mean? Or why you tell me to wait? Why you tell me to wait? I shouldn't, like, my son is this or my daughter is this. I should be getting this now. When in reality, you're just telling them, hey, let's keep developing. Let's keep the main thing. And then everyone's going to eat at the end of it. But it's so hard because it's what they see on socials.
Yeah.
It's like other parents are conjugating and talking to each other and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And they're saying, they're pointing fingers and comparing their kid to this kid and that kid, and you kind of lose focus of what this is about is your son's growth and development.
Yeah. And I mean, that leads me to ask, how do you feel rankings impact a family emotionally and mentally?
Heavily, especially the ones that don't know. Like in the middle school side, those don't matter, right?
Don't say that.
Listen, I know, like, the player rankings don't matter. They don't.
All right, say this again. Like, you've seen a lot of basketball. Do rankings matter in middle school?
No, they don't matter at all.
Okay.
They don't. Like, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. I actually like the team ranking part. I've come along to like the team ranking only because if a coach sees and is like, okay, I want to develop my guys and get better, hopefully we get ranked and build that competitive nature, that's fine.
That's different.
What has occurred is guys will fly dudes from across the country to come win in a tournament to be ranked. That's where I hate it. That's where I hate it.
That's weird.
But to go back to rankings, middle school rankings don't matter, but but rankings heavily impact families. Like, I'm telling you, Cotton, the type of calls that I've gotten from people, like, if their kids get dropped, like, nationally or something like that. Like, sometimes I get blamed for companies dropping kids in rankings and I have no affiliation with. Like,
it's all you. Always your fault.
It's my fault. Or, they're cussing the dudes out. Like, it's like a whole strain in their household. I mean, I'm serious. Like, I've seen it, like, really impact families. And I get it. Like, when you talk about in high school, the national, where you ranked, and it get impact like NIL, because, colleges do look at that, like, stuff like that. But man, like, keep the main thing the main thing. If he drops 10 spots, that's okay. There's something he needs to get better at. It's okay. Like, he'll get there. It's crazy how someone can throw a fit when your son is labeled like top 100 in the country. Out of every player in the country in that class,
To be part of that is you're special.
You're special, but they lose sight of all that.
Yeah.
They can't even enjoy the fact that their kid is a 4-star, a 5-star. You know how hard that is?
It's extremely hard. Lots of deposits, lots of hours. Like you said, just your genetics. But I think parents or just people in general, like you said, keeping the main thing. We lose sight looking at what somebody else is doing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we do. The ones who do trust their process, like, they have an unbelievable story. Like, they always arrive when they're supposed to arrive. And I think I've learned in my journey sometimes, like, getting there too early hurts you.
Yeah.
Like, you're knocking on a door that ain't ready to open for you. Like, what do you do with that time wasted waiting?
Yeah.
When you were supposed to be trusting your process. So,
to your point on that, when someone is ranked so high as a freshman, like, 2029, you're probably looking this next calendar year, there's going to be a top, like, 25 ranking. ESPN's probably going to do something on 3. Rivals going to do something at some point. 247 is 2. I always ask parents, like, why would you want your son to be top 3 to 5 right now? Like, you got to keep that for 4 years.
I've never seen the number 1 freshman in the country be the number 1 senior in the country.
I think it's rare. Like,
Have you
Cooper Flag, maybe?
as a freshman?
Maybe no. He wasn't I don't know if he was as a freshman. I
Nah,
don't think I have.
I've never seen that, but it's for a reason.
Yeah.
Because you look at that list, if 2029 list comes out and whoever is number one in the nation, and then you have somebody who feel like they should be ranked, and they're number 155. They don't even make the slide.
Right.
As a competitor, what am I doing? Your name is on my hit list. Like, you give me something to go hunt.
Yeah.
And I think what people forget about being number one is, like, now you're the hunted
All the time.
all the time. And every little thing is magnified.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some hoop best performances where the number didn't match the performance.
Right.
And we forget, like, people have bad games all the time. But such and such said, the internet said, the last highlight I saw said this kid's supposed to be doing this.
Right.
And do you think rankings come with unfair expectations sometimes?
Wait, say that again?
You think rankings come with unfair expectations?
I think so.
Or do you think it comes with the territory?
Both. I
Yeah.
think it just part of it. You know what I mean? I think it does kind of unfair expectations, but I think as an evaluator, like when you're in that national space and you're ranking, like you can't let one performance, make a kid drop or make a kid go up. Like, I think you gotta watch film. I think you gotta be in person to watch. I think you gotta watch a lot of games because you may see a kid score 30, and then if you just go off of that, yeah, like he may be this, but then the next two games, if his next two games, he may have only had like 10 points off like 20% shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean he's not that kid that scored 30 points, but maybe he's in between. Like he's not the kid that's shooting 20%, and maybe he's not the kid that's just dropped 30. That time you saw him. Maybe he's somewhere in the middle. But just if you watch more games, then you'll understand like, okay, what exactly he is.
Yeah. Speaking of like watching games, tell me more about your process. You walking in the gym, you about to see a prospect that you never seen before. Like first 5 minutes, like what are you looking at?
I'm looking at his size and his length and how he runs, how he moves.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his mobility.
Does like him making or missing shots or like his body language or coachability, like is all that putting any?
Yeah, it's not even making or missing, it's how it looks. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's how it looks. Like some kids when they're missing shots, it looks like it's going in or it looks good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Some don't.
Yeah, and some just they shoot it looks kind of unorthodox or goofy, but it goes in and you're okay with it. You just trying to see how translatable it is, down the road. But it's how it looks.
Yeah.
It's just how it looks. To me, everyone's gonna write about that kid if he makes all those shots.
Yep.
But that kid that checks all the boxes and it looks good, but he misses, no one's gonna talk about. And I think that's where, for me, I'm like, oh no, I like this kid. Like that kid didn't have to score a point for me to not like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's one thing that casual fans miss? Because everybody think they know it all.
Yeah.
What do you think they miss the most, like when they're evaluating talent?
It's the little things. They miss like people that move the ball really well. Like you know how like cool it is for me to see a kid that is able to catch and make a quick decision.
Just catch a swing, right?
Catch a swing or be able to catch and drive, know which gap to attack,
Yeah.
and like can read a defense real quick. Like I think people miss on like guys that can make a not necessarily maybe a cross-court pass, but someone can drive right and then make that pass toward the left corner, like
On a straight line.
yeah. I think people miss that.
Yeah.
And to me, those are key things. I'm like, oh, you know how to play. Like you can play in any environment.
Yeah.
Guys that make quick decisions, quick reads, and can like see, because Cotton, you experience this. Like guys that are, if you're left-handed, sometimes they can only see the left side of the floor, right? It's hard for them to see the right. Guys that can go either hand and see either side of the floor and make quick decisions, I think are really good basketball players.
Yeah. I mean, I do too. That definitely makes a player special. any skill that you can do or execute that doesn't necessarily have to do with the scoring is gonna make you stand out.
Yeah.
Can you impact the game without scoring? Can
Yeah.
you impact the game helping somebody else score? Can you impact the game without even having the ball in your hands?
Right.
And I watch a lot of basketball, and one thing I look at presence. Like if I'm going to go to an NBA game and watch Kyrie or LeBron or James Harden, I'm watching everything they do
Yeah.
more than I'm watching the game. How does he tie his shoes?
Yeah. Yeah.
How does he tuck his jersey and his shorts? Like little things like that. And I think it's like the presence part of a player can really be the difference that in their tier and how they're ranked, on top of like all the intangibles. And I mean that kind of leads me to ask, like, what separates a low major from mid major, like a 2-star from a 3-star? Because the people want to know.
I don't think there's too much of a variance. Like, to me, a 2 and a 3-star, there's not that big of a gap.
Yeah.
I think when you look at it, you look at, okay, how you look at, like, if both guys had the same physical profile, right? Then you kind of looking at how they are, like, and how they perform in a certain level of talent. And so one kid may play against high level talent, that same physical profile, and perform better than the other. So that's probably where you may tier them. But like low to mid, man, especially now in college basketball, there ain't a whole lot of
No such thing, right?
Yeah, it's not a lot. Like if a kid can go play in the Southland and be and be on the floor and start and be good, he can do the same thing. He can do that in the Sun Belt. It's really just more like the mid majors probably have more depth and size,
Yeah.
with their roster. And honestly, it's not even that anymore. It's just who has more money. Like you look at some of these low majors that got a couple million in the bank.
Yeah.
They got
You gonna see a difference in rosters and how their bodies look, all of that stuff.
Right. It used to be where mid majors you see more depth in bigs. Like I think that every level just the more depth and athleticism in that level. When you kept going up. Now it's just who has more money.
Yeah.
If a low major got about $3 million to work with, they're gonna look like a team that can play the American Conference. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely. What are some deposits a 5-star player makes on the daily?
Man, it's the work. It's like their commitment to their body and the work. Like, a lot of 5-stars I've interviewed, it's 2-3 workouts a day. It's, eating right. I remember Keontae George was like going vegan at one point, just to work on his body. Like, you know what I mean? Like he would go on diets to make sure that his body and his mental's right. A lot of them, they do a lot of stretching. It's how they take care of their body, and like how just like cognizant and just they're challenged themselves with their body, like how they take care of themselves. You don't ever hear about a 5-star drinking a lot of soda, or like, I mean, there's some that do party, but like are just party animals, or always out, like they're not in the gym or something. Like those guys are like multiple days a week. Those guys are like taking care of their bodies. They're eating right. You know what I mean? To that point, though, I've seen some guys that were ranked 5-stars early on. They don't do those things and they're out. You know what I mean? I think it's how they take care of themselves. It's their attention to detail. Like, and I'll say this: the deposit they make is because of the people around them.
Yeah.
Like those people hold them accountable. They don't let who they are really deter like the day-to-day work.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Put together your starting 5 in Texas.
Right now, I got
All time.
all time.
No, let's do the last. We just make it easier. Do the last decade.
Last decade. Man, that's when I evaluate. Okay. I'm going to put Quinn Grimes in there. Cade Cunningham. Can we count Cade even though he finished at Montverde?
Of course, you thin kid.
I'm going to go Cade Cunningham at the point. Got to do that.
Okay.
Am I starting to find? No, I got to put Tyrese at the 2. I got to put Tyrese at the 2.
Yeah. All-star.
Yeah. Oh. And I'm even going when they were playing in high school. I'm gonna do more like
Nah, I like where you're going so far.
yeah. I go Cade and Reese at the 3. Man, you know who I'll have it? I'll put Greg Brown in there. I
Like
Greg Brown,
freak of nature,
freak at the
chippy. I love
Greg Brown.
We haven't seen one of those in a minute.
Yeah, but Greg was
Yeah,
he was a freak. Jared Allen at the 5.
that's a squad.
Yeah, and then at the 3, I'm trying to think who I'll put in there. Do I just go 3 guards? You know what? It's between. See, it's hard. Like I can go Keontae, Anthony Black, Kaysen, Quentin Grimes. You know, I'm gonna put Quentin Grimes at
Bigger
3.
body.
Yeah, Quentin Grimes at the 3. Now that's hard. Like I did not choose De'Aaron Fox, who I loved. Shit, I gotta put D Fox in there. I'm gonna go 3 guards. I'm gonna put D Fox in
I
there.
remember being at Kimball coaching. I was with Nick at the time. We were in Houston, and I got my first Steve Fox experience.
Yeah,
Electric,
yeah,
like on the string, presence. I was fanned out. Like, no, like cause I know what it looks like,
right.
and it just looked different.
Yeah,
Like it didn't look like, oh, this kid is cold. Like you could tell, like everything that we talked about, he had.
yeah,
Like he made whatever deposits he needed to make. His game was different. His background, like his family, like the accountability. And I think that's a big reason why he's still in the league today.
yeah,
In knowing that getting to the league is hard,
yeah.
staying in it is harder though.
Right.
You gotta think like there's a next wave every year.
And, you know, he's gone through injuries. You know,
Yep.
he's gone through a lot. Like even in the NBA, like you know, injuries. He got traded. There's things going on. Like you know, for him to still be playing and playing for a team that may win NBA championship.
Yeah.
So I got to put my 3rd guard. I don't care if I'm undersized. I mean, I'm just gonna go Cade.
That's
Reese,
guards
yeah.
playing games.
Yeah,
What K was what in high school? 6'7".
yeah.
I mean, that's although he's on the ball, that's your big wing.
Right,
Defensive end.
right.
And he's killing it. And shout out to Ashton. I got to get him in soon. Like I know he has a story to tell about his process with Cade. And just like the mentality, what mindsets do 5-star players have, or just that list that you just named? What's the thing they all have in common?
They just have a kill. They have a switch.
Yeah.
Like I remember De'Aaron. You know, if De'Aaron knew he had to score 50 that night, he wouldn't go get 50.
Mhm.
Those guys just knew, okay, they had to switch like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm about to take over. They just knew how to take over games. And they just gonna keep coming at you. One thing De'Aaron, even Cade would do was like, okay, they know at first year they're gonna get all the attention, so they're gonna just pass it. And I seen Reese Olsen do this, and I really
Last weekend I saw it.
yeah.
I was not to cut you off. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, like, where is it? I was just waiting.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at he's diming everybody. Like they're getting butt naked open looks.
Right.
Like on time, on target. All I gotta do is make the shot.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere I look up 20 in the third.
Yeah.
Just like, dude, like it's just easy.
That's what they do. And they and they're like they and to them they're like they could have had that 20 at any time.
Yeah.
But they know they're manipulating the defense. They're making the defense like, okay, you ain't just gonna guard me, you have to guard everyone else. And then it's like, okay, it's my time to score, and you can't stop me.
Yeah.
Those guys just had that. Like those guys have that. They just know, okay, when it's time for me to take over, I'm gonna take over. You can't do nothing about it.
I think that takes like a certain level of confidence and security within yourself to be able to serve your teammates, to set the table, and like still know you're gonna eat
Right.
in the end. And kind of goes a lot back to like just like deposit slips. Now I think of like a buffet. Like if we're all here, are we all gonna eat at the same time?
Yeah.
No. Are we all gonna get a plate? Yes. Are we all gonna eat?
Yeah.
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 Like we're all gonna eat, but like there's a line. Like if this ain't for you, like this is. But now players like that, I mean, like they're just impactful. What are some impactful deposits that you've made in your life that you're living right now?
I think just like, man, the deposits I made were just like doing the work, like going to every camp, going to all these games, like I used to. People don't know this about me, like knowing that maybe they do if they follow me on Instagram. Like I love going to college games.
Yeah.
I would go to junior college. I go to D2. I go to low, mid, high. I don't care.
Mhm.
And it's not just so I can be seen. It is. I'm studying those levels, those games. You're seeing guys that graduate and they're playing at those levels, and you're seeing where they're excelling at or they're not. And then I remember I would go to like, and I probably still do, I go to like 30, 40 college games
Yeah.
a year. It didn't matter to me. So when I see a player and I'm evaluating them, I know, okay, you can play in this league or you can play for this coach. I would go to practices. When Coach Mack was at UNT, man, he would tell you, like, I would be at practice like multiple times. I'm just watching,
Yep.
like studying, and it was like, oh yeah, Mac, I know this kid can play for you.
Yeah, 'cause how do you know what it's supposed to look like if you don't know what it looks like?
Right. And that's kind of my problem. That's that is one problem I have with some videographers that claim, hey, this kid's a Division I player, or evaluators that just say things. It's like, man, go watch those games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go watch those games and go watch that kid. Where is it translatable?
Yeah.
But they can't tell you that.
Yeah.
I think for me to go watch games to me, it's not even humbling myself. It's just realizing, okay, there's things I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch those games, and I'm gonna come back to this high school space, and I'm gonna watch these kids. And then another deposit I just made is I would just go be in the gym.
Mhm.
Like sometimes I'd be in the gym from 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. Like 8 a.m. and I loved it. And I was just in there. My legs tired as hell.
Yeah. If there's one place I could be any day, anytime, it would be the gym. Like
Yeah.
it's been a safe haven for me. I've met like some really dope people. I could maybe not even eat. Like I want, like you just saying,
Yeah.
like you're eating your passion. Like you're good and time just flies.
Right.
But to your point, like as far as like seeing what it looks like in June, cause I'm a teacher, so I got summers off. I would go on like my little college tour.
Mhm.
I would like go to UTA. I would go see Buffett Tech. Coach Urick now he's at Texas. I would just like stop by and just like watch practice.
Yeah.
One, cause relationships matter, but two, like I want to know what they want,
Right.
what they demand, what their culture is like. It goes back to like my time with Kyler in Texas Tech. Like
Mhm.
everything about Beard at the time. Like he did whatever to win. Like he put the work in. And I kind of took that and applied it not to just my life, but like the squad I have now.
Yeah.
You just have to outwork everybody.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us try, but not really knowing what to work on or what direction to go towards.
That's real. That's real.
You know, direction is way more important than speed. But if you don't know which direction you're going, like you can easily be going nowhere fast.
Right.
So like like that's what validates you to me. Like I know like your boots on the ground, you put the work in, like you've watched a lot of freaking basketball. Tell me more about like your journey. Like how has it been like evaluating? Have you lost friends, gained friends because of like your status? Like what goes into like your title and like the power that holds? Like how do you balance that?
You know what's crazy, right? Currently, I've not lost any friends.
It's because you got some real friends.
Yeah, yeah. Good. We went through the trenches together. You know what I mean? Like,
it's you know, I was telling my wife this, man. Like, everyone be blowing my phone up. And it's a blessing. Like I'm not even saying this on some arrogant, like my phone just constantly rings. And it's good. Like it's people that want to connect, do this, do that. And then I told her though, it's like, sometimes I'm just trying to figure out, which one of these guys are trying to get me, or trying to set me up. And it sucks that I think that way, but it's like,
You have to, and I think you do because you've seen it happen.
yeah. I've seen guys that up here and then fall off. So like, I always try to really keep myself humbled in this, like, I'm so thankful for like my growth. Like there's a lot of people I thank for helping me. Like, even if it was like tough love or it was open, great. Like, but man, like now it's just, I'm like, it's a lot and it's good. I'm always sit back and I'm thankful for it, but I'm also trying to figure out, okay, if you entertain everything on me, that's what's going to get me. You know what I mean?
And I think some people like the entertainment and the status more than they like the work.
Yeah.
I love the work. I feel like I work too much sometimes. But like the work is like what I know. It's just like what I believe in. What's one thing that you've sacrificed in the past, maybe, that is paying off right now?
The ability to work from home.
I want you to know my sacrifice. Like I sacrifice I stayed on this hustle, barely making money, figuring out month to month how to pay rent, figuring all that stuff out, man, to the point where I ain't got to do it. Now, it would look scary so much because I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, one day I want to get married. I always had a girlfriend like, yo, I gotta take, gotta do your job as a boyfriend, like at the time, like, and I'm trying to figure out how rent gonna get paid. But I just like, I'm gonna just keep fighting and figure this out. And one day that's not gonna be an issue. So yeah, like the ability to work from home's actually been nice. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think like that place is, for a guy like you, like me, is like a great place to be. It like ignites a hunger.
Yeah.
It really turns on your thinking cap and like takes you into some type of like survival mode.
100%.
And like, you eventually figure it out, maybe faster, maybe a different way. But I think a lot of great things have been accomplished out of fear, out of doubt, if you use those as tools.
I agree. I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me more about Ani. Like, I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
I see you around all the time. And like, I'm just such a like to myself person.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until last Tuesday on an episode with Jay Hart where I actually sat down and talked to somebody for an hour. I don't talk, bro. I'm not. Like this is so completely out of my comfort zone, but I feel like.
By the way, you're doing a great job. I cannot tell right now.
But you know what? I studied.
Yeah.
I showed you the tweet.
Yeah.
I actually sat back and like I studied you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm in the event space.
Uh-huh.
I studied Buff. I studied Glenn. Like I studied everybody that was doing like really good things, and that's the blueprint. And it is okay, I feel like, to give credit, to repeat what worked for others, and add your own little twist on it, because like nothing's new underneath the sun. And that's how I feel like those guys, the legacies or, the impact they made lives on.
Yeah. 100%.
Who inspires you the most right now?
Alan Branch really, I'll go. Alan Branch helped me a lot with my development. I think who inspires me right now, I've always been like a World Wide West fan. Like that's like obviously it'll look different for me.
Yeah.
But like, I think he's like VP of the Knicks now. You know what I mean? Like I one day want to work in the front office in the NBA. But I seen like, listen to his story and how he was people talk about his character being a good person, but he had that switch. He knew how to like make sure he got some stuff done. You know what I mean? Like just how his effort, like how he would challenge himself, but just get after it every day. I mean, Wes is like someone I like. I would say like be more of an inspiration. Like that's someone that I've studied so much on Worldwide Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
So like what about him stands out to you? Like what pieces of him have you added to your game?
I just think the connecting piece.
Yeah.
He just knows how to connect.
Okay.
He knows how to connect the dots, connect people. When he meets someone and they have, whatever partnership, whatever, he just knows how to get stuff done.
Yeah.
That like the connecting piece, he's really, really good at. That's something I've really tried to apply.
Yeah.
In my, like the connecting piece. And I enjoy it. Like I enjoy connecting people or say, okay, this is what you need, go here. Let's figure this out. Make sure everybody eats at the end.
Yeah, that's why your phone be blowing up. You're a great connector.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And I think like that's a big skill. I was reading a book, I forget the title, but it's called there's a phrase called the weak tie.
Okay.
And the weak tie is not necessarily the first resource.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know him, but I know him.
Yeah.
And he knows him, and that's how you get to like where you want to go. And without weak ties and like those connectors, I just feel like those people like they're just they're so valuable in your journey. And if you can find one, I mean, hold on to him.
Yeah.
Well, definitely hold on to him. So I think that's all I got off the top of my head, man. You got anything you want to say to the people?
Anybody that wants to be an evaluator, that wants to be in this space, I would just tell them, just like be hungry. Like it took me 11 years to get where I'm at. And I still have a lot of room for growth.
Yeah.
But be patient in the process, grind. Anybody that's an evaluator, don't get so caught up on socials, right? Use social media as a platform for people to know who you are, but don't get caught up in all the I call it Branch called the baseline bullshit. Like, don't get caught up in all that stuff, man. Don't discredit analytics. Don't discredit like being boots on the ground watching players. Don't discredit like watching film. You can use all three things if you want to evaluate and be good. But I just encourage guys that want to get in this space, grind. It's a grind. And just because you do it for a year does not mean that you get everything that you want the following year.
You gotta almost lose your girlfriend.
Yeah, I have. You know what I mean? Like, you already understand, God, like it. You show me a tweet from 2019. Look where you at now. Like your team won 3 SSB. Like look at what you like. Look at like your events are blown up. Like look, it took time.
Yeah, it does take time.
It takes time, and I think guys rush it. I just think everyone just tries to rush it, just trying to get into space, and don't rush it.
Why the rush though?
Is because you can see the money. I just think everyone just seeing the money is like I can get to it, but it's like if you try to fast forward and like skip steps, you may get that like short-term little bread and there ain't no long-term money for you.
And it's a whole nother conversation. So how many times, all right, I thought we was done, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen that happen?
A lot. Like every year. It's like history repeats itself.
Yeah.
You can like, it's like watching a documentary, in real time.
And it sucks. And sometimes I know we have personal stories about this. It's really heartbreaking too.
Yeah.
Because not only does it like stunt your growth as a player, I think it like lowers your ceiling. It's almost like you're trying to go up, but you can't. Like you're stuck here because you chose that value
Right.
early.
Yeah.
And you didn't let it gain interest to build.
Right.
Man, I got some stories. I know you do too.
Yeah, it's sad. You see it every year, man.
Yeah.
Like you see it every year from people that work in the space, to players, blame their parents, and it's like, well, why'd you take this money from so and so to do this? Now, like, you put your son in the worst basketball situation. They don't get better. You know what I mean? Like, every year you hear about it, and it's like, okay, let's say you took $2,000, man, but you have a son that could make, 2 million. Yeah. Like, I know it's hard to see that far because you struggling, but now there's a less, like, now you're really hurting your son for making 2 million because you took this quick cash, and it was the worst basketball situation. The coach messed up your son's confidence, the whole nine. Like,
Yeah, you stuck.
yeah, you stuck.
But I get it though sometimes. Like, do you think family dynamic, single mom, like all of that things, like, does that really impact a decision to like sell out so soon?
Yeah, the dynamic, especially they ain't got no money. Like, if they have a talented kid and there's people just don't coming at them with money and they don't know the space or don't know who's who, I mean, they're going to take it. Then it's kind of like, as the mom, you're going to have to like look at someone's character, almost like, okay, you don't know the basketball, but then find out, like, look at that person's character. Do you trust them? Like, is there someone that you feel like you can trust, or do you just take the first person that comes in with the money bag?
And there's a story that comes to mind. And I'm gonna mention the name because it's out there. Billy Presser.
Yeah.
I think he has like an ESPN, like 30 for 30.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I think I was driving maybe to Memphis for a AAU tourney, and I was just like listening, like just educating myself. Like, he's from the city, seen him play, didn't really know much about the situation, but that's a kid that checked all the boxes.
100%. Yeah.
All the freaking like box office presence, athleticism, was a good kid. Long arms, great build. But yeah, like, and it happens so many times. Like, who's gonna come in and like really be that dot connector, the visionary, like the liaison, and like do a better job of like directing the talent we have in Texas so that doesn't happen.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, like, people have called, like, people that ask for advice. Like, there's been 4 or 5-star parents that have called and say, hey, Ani, what do you think of this? I was like, well, I would kind of stay away from here because of this. And I ain't saying that's me, but like anybody that, one thing I tell people is like, anybody that ever needs me to connect them with someone that makes more sense for them, or advice or anything, like, I give them the truth. Like, I say, hey man, stay away from this person.
Yeah.
This is bad. Like, hey, this is how these people do it. This, that, and the third. There needs to be educating of these guys because it's mankind. Like you mentioned Billy Preston, that one, we saw that live, how that just went downhill. Yeah. Like, that kid should still be playing in the NBA. Like, that kid should be in the NBA, be on a playoff contending team, making like 20, 30 mil.
Yep.
But
they took the 20, 30K.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Until there is.
Right.
Until there is. So if we had an audience appearance right here, and you're educating on 3 do's and 3 don'ts, what's on your list? And we'll end it on this one.
Oh man, 3 don'ts. Do I have 3 don'ts and 3 do's? Do make sure you are skilled in game development, getting skilled in game development. Make sure your kids are getting skilled in game development. What I mean by that, like, you've heard a guy saying, I'm not going to play this summer, I'm just going to skill the whole time. Well, you skill the whole time, how are they going to be able to use that skill in the game?
Mm-hmm.
So skill in game development. Make sure your kids are developing. Trust then I would say make sure you are not letting the blind lead you. Be around people that know what the hell they're doing.
What does that look like? If I'm blind and I don't know what that looks like, what does that look like?
Guys that have like that pedigree, like that have that, they made them deposits. Like, put them around people that have done this before, that have seen this, that put guys, that have developed kids, that put kids at a certain level. You know what I mean? Like, put them with people that have done it.
Yeah.
You know, I think sometimes people trust in people that have never done this, and they blindly are following them. And I would say probably the third is just, I don't want to tell a parent to stay out the way, but I think once you put them with people that they trust, take that step back.
Okay.
And take a step back. Don't get caught up in the socials. Don't get caught up in the money. Just stay caught up in your child's growth.
I don't know if that's possible, man. The socials and the money is everywhere.
I know it's hard. It's hard, and if you can just block that out, it just be like, okay, like my son is getting better, and I'm gonna make my kid be the best version of himself on and off the court. It all works out.
Yep.
But it's hard to like tell that when a kid is 10 years old, because you got like 8 years
Yeah.
till they graduate. So, man, I don't want to tell a parent to stay back. People talk about over-involved parents and stuff like that. Like, I don't think there's a problem with a parent being very involved in their kid's life. But I do think once you know you're putting it with people you trust, you do gotta have to take a step back. Not say you don't have to be involved, but take a step back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in all the, I call it the baseline bullshit. Like, don't get caught up in all that stuff, man. It does no good. It's just gossip. And then those people you're talking to or getting caught up with, they don't have your best interests. And then they're saying what you're saying. Then it gets messy. Then you burn bridges. Oh, and don't burn bridges. Sorry. Thank you for I knew talk was going to give me kind of, do not burn bridges, guys. Like, please do not burn bridges. Burning bridges with people, you never know when you may need that person again.
So you mean to tell me there's kids out here that are suffering because of parents who's burned?
100%. All the time. It happens. Your parents that be burning these bridges be killing these kids. They be killing their own kids. Why burn the bridge?
What, they feel like they can swim?
Yeah, you can swim, but there's still sharks in the water.
That is true.
Like, you better know if you can swim to the next boat. Better get there fast though. Like,
But they might see you burn the other bridge and not let you on that boat.
yeah. That's exactly what happens. Exactly what happens, man. Burning bridge.
Hey, man, these bleachers have to like. But like everybody in this community, like they know each other.
Yeah.
And you can't relationships, man. Like you said,
Yeah.
be a connector. The journey that you're trying to take, you're trying to get from point A to point B. Let me reverse this. Why do you think parents burn bridges?
It could be over like, it could just be that people, they think you have a personal problem with their kid. Like, they get so heated because you didn't, for me, it's like, maybe I didn't write about their kid, or maybe I think their kid is a mid plus, mid-major plus kid instead of like a power 4 kid, or it can just be like, I seen parents burn bridges with a really knowledgeable, like, good coach that's like connected, just because they didn't play them 2 games in a row, they didn't play the minutes they like. You probably experienced that. Like, I mean, it's just like and it's not the fact of, okay, if you're upset or you don't agree, that's fine, but like MFing someone or talking crazy or threatening someone is like, I've seen it so much where it's like, man, you really are going to just like burn this relationship over an article, over a few games, and they think it's personal. It's not.
Now, it's never personal, and I think some of that may stem from, especially if the player's like really good, like they're really good right now, and you might not need that bridge for where your kid is now. So now you have like a false sense of like reality. But when that player gets to where they're trying to go, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with getting a player with where they need to go.
100%.
You need a boat, you need a life vest, you need a bridge.
Yeah.
parent might have a life vest, but you still need the bridge.
Right.
You need the bridge, like regardless.
And Con, like, sorry to cut you off, but like, intel's huge.
Yeah.
Like, these parents don't understand. Like, people will call. They call around. Like, NBA scouts call. College coaches call. They ask about your character. When you burn bridges, that is going to mess up your kids' money. Like, I've seen it where guys have burned bridges with guys, and I ain't saying me, just with people, and it is so hard for them to get recruited.
Yep.
Because the coach is calling because maybe you played for them last or something, or this coach has a relationship with whoever you burn a bridge with, and they're calling them and you're just bashing. And then it circulates around, and that coach is calling these other coaches in their league and stuff, and then that kid can't get recruited.
Nah, that's unfortunate.
It sucks.
Those are overdrafts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay away from overdrafts. Don't burn the bridge. Shout out to Ani for being here with us.
Of course, appreciate you as always.
This was amazing, man. I appreciate you, and we're gonna be back here later after we make some more deposits and have a little bit more to talk about.
Absolutely. Obrigado. Appreciate it, Val.